Alright, so out of completely nowhere, we have received a brand new trailer, or I guess you could say video, for Sonic X Shadow Generations. This time, they're showcasing 3 stages that are going to be in the game, and we're also showing a comparison between what the game looks like now, based on what it looked like back then in their respective games. I don't have much else to say for an intro because I'm just so excited to get into this, but without further ado, let's talk about each stage individually, starting off with the Space Colony arc. Keep in mind though, we already have seen a lot of gameplay from the Space Colony arc, especially considering a few weeks back we had the Summer Games Fest demo and we have a lot of people give their feedback on it. So I will say so far, the gameplay we're seeing now, just like I said before in previous videos, it looks really good. And honestly, the only other thing I could really say about this besides from, the stage itself, is that the music or the remix they came up with this time around low-key sounds really good. Now, comparing it to Sonic Adventure 2, I'm not gonna lie, I did not really play Final Zone in Sonic Adventure 2, but looking at the comparison from back then to now, the glow up honestly is just insane to see. Also, you could just see like the little idle comparison. I'm just so glad they brought back idle animations back. Anyway, now let's move on to Rail Canyon, or I guess Bullet Station, because it's playing a remix of the Bullet Station stage of Sonic Heroes, because before when we looked in the video it said it was Rail Canyon, but I guess it's actually Bullet Station. I have no idea, but regardless, the overall stage compared to how it looked back then, and it honestly looks really similar to how it looked back then, but obviously upgraded with HD visuals and looking a lot more reimagined in a way, I guess you could say. I saw a few people complain about the music choice with the remix, and personally I like this remix a lot. Maybe the instrumentation choice is just not as crunchy as the original Sonic Heroes mix, or maybe the song just may be too empty to some people, but personally I mess with this remix like a lot. So I think that the people that are making this music, because apparently it's not Otani, they should just keep doing what they're doing, because honestly they're doing something right. Also, quick side note, I love all the rail grinding that's going to be in this game and in Sonic games in general, but that one section in the new version of Bullet Canyon reminds me too much of Strider from Sonic Frontiers, and honestly I might have PTSD when I play that in game. So yeah, thank you Sega for showing me that. With all that said, it's a good comparison compared to back then to now. But anyway, let's move on to now Kingdom Valley. Out of all the stages that were shown off in this trailer, I believe that Kingdom Valley has to be the most improved stage of them all. Especially because if you look around the surrounding area when Shadow is like holding on to the bird, the world just looks massive. Like not entirely like as big as the Sonic Frontiers Islands, but it just looks a lot bigger than how it did back then. And honestly, I think that's a really nice touch up. And also another thing, I know it's not as important, but I gotta find it funny how in the new footage Shadow's running a lot faster than how he did in Sonic 06, because let's be honest, he was a little slow, not gonna lie. But I mean, I guess for some people the pace was fine or whatever. I don't know, that's just something else that I noticed. People want to talk about the music being bad or like not as good as the original. I will say the Kingdom Valley remix, it just reminds me of like generic drum and bass slop, like respectfully. It just sounds like they took the original and then they just spliced it and then they added like some drum and bass drums to it and like a synth and stuff like that. Besides that, it sounds fine. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it sounds a little bit too generic for like a remix of Kingdom Valley, especially because Kingdom Valley orchestrates as like a orchestral type of thing, and they kind of just made it artcore. Not entirely artcore, I guess you could say like bottom of the barrel artcore, if you know what that is. Keep in mind though, I did not grow up with these games, so I do not have like the biggest opinion on them, but whatever I do see and I find that I like, that's just how I feel about it. Probably before the game comes out, since I do have the resources, maybe I'll try to find a time and play some of these games again in my free time and stuff like that. Like Sonic Adventure 2, like I'm gonna try to set that up on my computer and try to play that again, because I'm gonna be honest, I only really played like Sonic Story and like 50 to 60% of the Dark Story. So like I said, I'll do that all in my spare time. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this gameplay, and let me know if you think that Shadow Generations is going to be a great game or a bad game. It hasn't come out yet, so thoughts can still be suggestive. And also, just for the people that think that there's only going to be 3 stages, Justin Thorman posted on Twitter like I think 2 hours ago that the game actually will have more stages, but of course they got to be secretive and they can't show everything, so they got to gatekeep. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe. If you like talking about Sonic, make sure to hop up in my Discord, go in the link in the description to join, and I will see you all in the next video. Stay safe and take care.